I know I'm a little late to the crime scene, but Sonic Frontiers is a complete disaster. As is tradition, I didn't get to the dumpster fire until long after it had already burned out, but after the experience I just had, I just can't keep my thoughts to myself. So buckle your seatbelts. This review plane is coming in hot for a crash landing into Rantropolis. The roof is on fire and the wings are blown off. Thank you for flying Disaster Airlines, now die. You remember that time I talked about open world games and what made them good? Well, apparently the evil forces of Satan, I mean the Sonic team, saw that video and decided to do the exact opposite of everything I said just to spite me personally. Because they violated all 4 of my guidelines so pathetically, I'm forced to believe it wasn't an accident. So for now, I'm gonna be ignoring the bland animation, bare bones plot, and blatant lack of playtesting, and focus on how this mess of code fails abysmally as an open world game specifically, using the 4 guidelines I established in the other video. Number 1. Make the world diverse and contrastive. Okay, so the different areas of this game are about as distinct and unique as a battalion of soldiers shipping out from Kamino. The first area is some sort of rock world. It looks like that planet where Mark Hamill milked an alien, except without Mark Hamill, or the alien, or any other remarkable life forms. Instead, we get random floating platforms vomited all over the place that neither look appealing nor fit with the theme of the world. If you manage to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds without ejecting the disc and frisbeeing it directly into oncoming traffic, you'll unlock Island 2, Dry Desert. It's exactly what you think it is. You know what sand is? That's the whole thing. And then Chapter 3, that's where it really gets interesting, because now we're back on Milkman Island for some reason. There are 5 zones in the game, and the last 3 are just clones of the first. It's like the developers thought, how many different areas are we allowed to put into an open world game? We got the mountains, the desert, and I think those are the only 2 types of locations that exist. Number 2, make the main quest short and sweet. I don't know for a fact how long this game is because I can't bring myself to finish it, but my point was that you should design a main quest to teach you the basics of the environment and then step aside so you can start exploring the world on your own. In terms of my time on Earth this digital garbage wasted, its main story is relatively short, but proportionally, upwards of 40% of this game's content is main quest stuff, which is not what an open world should be. But that has more to do with the lack of side content than the abundance of main story content. Which brings me to number 3. Make your world have stuff in it. Unfortunately, the only pieces of side content in Sonic Frontiers are puzzles that would be too easy for Sonic Schoolhouse rated 3 and up, and abrupt minigames that jarringly tear you away from fighting robots over the fate of the world to guiding munchkins back to their mother. There are portals to previous Sonic games plastered all over the landscape, which I guess could also be considered side content since they're not all mandatory. They present a modicum of entertainment value, which by far makes them the best part of this non-stop migraine, but good luck finding them with a map that's completely blank unless you track down and finish more puzzles designed by toddlers for babies. You can also go fishing with Big the Cat, which is what you would expect it to be. And number 4, make it fun to move around the world. Oh, golly gosh. This is the one thing I was looking forward to. The only reason I wanted an open world Sonic the Hedgehog game. To dodge through a giant open area at Mach 5 like a platforming Burnout Paradise. And instead we got hit with the slowest Sonic ever brought to the PS4. Go ahead and change whatever speed settings you want in the options menu. Nothing's gonna stop the blue blob from moving at approximately half the pace of an elderly man walking on soul sand. And it's not just the slow running speed, there are tons of grind rails and mini platforming segments plopped everywhere that lock you into an inescapable chain reaction if you so much as tap them, flinging you across the map in the opposite direction you need to go. There's never an obvious way to reach your next objective, so you have to run around in circles until you find the one string of grind rails that will lead you there. And to take things from horrendous to abysmal, you can't unlock fast travel until you track down every last preschool level puzzle. To put it bluntly, this game is so bad that if you pirated it, you should be able to sue the creators. But I don't want to be too cynical or mean-spirited, so we'll end the video on a positive note. Yes, the puzzles are terrible. Yes, the movement speed is too slow. Yes, it was a tragic mistake to make it open world, but at the end of the day, it's at least better than Sonic Frontiers. I'll give the witness that much.